Lithuania, a country in Eastern Europe where 170,000 Jews lived prior to World War II. Kovno, the capital of Lithuania, where 30,000 Jews lived prior to World War II. It is 1939 in Kovno. A 3-year-old girl is out for a stroll with her governess. Her mother is a dentist, her father an accountant. They live in an elegant home. She has a new baby brother and a beautiful Shirley Temple doll. She has grandparents, many uncles, aunts, and Jewish playmates. She is a very happy little girl. It is 1940. Russia enters Lithuania. Relatives are deported to Siberia. Their property is confiscated. Life for her continues, and she starts kindergarten. Her parents and their friends try to get visas to leave Lithuania. It is 1941. War breaks out between Russia and Germany. Her parents pack a few essentials, take their 2 children, get on their bikes, and try to escape. As they go outside, she sees lines and lines of people making a last desperate effort to get away. Bombs explode, Russian soldiers retreat, and the Germans enter. The little girl and her parents are trapped in Lithuania and return to their home. What next? The janitor of the building and 2 Lithuanian collaborators enter and grab her father. The little girl is crying and begging them not to take her daddy away. She is on her hands and knees. They push her away and drag him out. They round up many other professional Jewish men. They take them to an old fortress, the 7th fort, and they shoot them. At that point, they shot 3,750 people. Her uncle Abrasha is shot. Her dad miraculously survives and returns to his family. Only about 20 people survived this massacre. The extermination of the Jewish population of Lithuania has begun. Jews can no longer hold jobs, attend school, and bear children, and are required to wear a yellow star attached to their clothes. The local Christian population treats them as undesirable, and a favorite pastime is beating up Jews and taking their possessions. Soon they are ordered to leave their comfortable home and move to a ghetto. They now all live in one room. Soon the ghetto is surrounded by a barbed wire fence, and all freedom is locked out. Food rations are small. Some men and women are marched outside to work. Her father works outside and trades in his valuables for bread and potatoes so his family would not starve. 3:30 one morning, she awoke to the sound of barking dogs and shouting in German. The whole population of the ghetto was ordered to go to an open field. They were separated into left and right. Late that night, the exhausted people on the left returned to their homes. The rest were murdered on the 9th fort, the fortress of death. 10,000 people were murdered, 1/3 of the population of the ghetto. Subsequently, a man in the ghetto was trying to escape. He was hanged right in the middle of the square. The little girl ran past his hanging body to her friend's house. The trains started. The victims were told they were being taken to a warmer climate. They came and dragged away neighbors. They came and dragged away friends. And one day they came and dragged away her father. Her mother's parting words to him were, "Escape." The little girl stood on the porch and watched her father leaving. She waved and he turned away. It was the first time she ever saw her father cry. Her mother and widowed aunt now were left in the ghetto with 3 small children. Rumors filtered in that Jewish children in other ghettos were being sent to gas chambers and killed. Her mother believed what she heard and was determined to save her children. She made a hole in the fence of the ghetto, got out, contacted a Christian friend, and asked her to save her children and niece. Her friend said that she will see what she can do. A note came from her friend a week later to bring the 2 girls to live on a farm. This brave woman, her mother, once again took tremendous risks, cut an opening in the barbed wire fence, put the little girls in a sack, and carried them out to freedom to live on a farm. The kind farmers took the children on condition that she would not know where they were and visit them. If Jews were found in Christian homes, everyone was killed. Most Lithuanians had blue eyes and light hair. The little girl with the darker eyes and curly hair was an outsider. She had to hide most of the time so the neighbors wouldn't turn her in to the Nazis. It is 1944. An unexpected visitor appears at the farmhouse. Her protectors do not have a chance to tell her to hide. The little girl is so happy to be included and was sitting at the table with everyone enjoying the delicious fruit. Then the visitor said that she would like to go and pick some berries. The little girl said, "I know the best berry picking place. I will take you." Her protector said, "I don't want you to draw." But the little girl said, "Please, please, let me go." She finally permitted the visitor and the little girl went into the woods. Their pails were full of berries. They were ready to return. They took one path, couldn't find the way. They took another path and couldn't find the way out of the woods. The visitor started shrieking, "I know that you are a dirty Jew, and I will turn you into the Nazis so they can kill you with the rest of the Jews." The little girl is begging the visitor not to turn her in. She's kissing her feet and crying hysterically. They finally find the right path and return to the farm. She drops the little girl at the door and leaves. Her mother returned to the ghetto once more and brought out her little son to safety. She urged her widowed sister to escape. Her sister bribed the guards and together with 14 others tried to get out. The guards took their money and shot them all as they were trying to escape. The war was coming to an end. One day, the little girl once again heard the barking of dogs and the German sounds. Her protector yelled, "Hide!" She ran out of the house and for hours lay in a strawberry patch. Towards evening, she heard the dogs and Germans leave and a friendly voice calling her to come inside the farmhouse. She was saved again. The war ended. The Russians marched into her village. She was told that she didn't have to hide anymore. It was a hot summer's day, very hot summer's day. She was barefoot. Her feet were swollen and full of sores. She was working in the fields as the brave woman who was looking for the children who she had given away in order to save their lives came to the farm. The little girl rushed into her mother's arms. Her mother made arrangements for her to return a week later to Kovno, where she was joined by her little cousin and younger brother who was saved by another Christian family. It is 1945 now. A little girl is walking with her mother in Kovno, once a city with a vibrant Jewish community. Her grandparents, aunts, and uncles are gone. They were told to dig their graves and were all shot. Her friends are gone. Her neighbors are gone. Hitler exterminated 152,000 Jewish people, 90% of the total Jewish population of Lithuania. It is 1945. A few survivors return. They search for their families. Most families have been killed and are not around anymore. Her mother returns to her house, and in the mailbox, she finds a letter in a familiar handwriting. Yes, as the last remnant of prisoners from Buchenwald concentration camp were marched through the woods of Czechoslovakia, he escaped. Yes, her father is alive and waiting for them in Poland. It is early in the morning. A cattle train is arriving in Lodz, Poland. A woman and 3 tired little children get off. A man is waiting. The little girl recognizes the familiar face of her father. She rushes into his arms. They leave Poland and live and work in a displaced persons hospital in Germany for 4 years, and arrive in the US in 1949 to start school and lead a normal life. Hitler did not defeat this family. It is 2017 now. There is an alarming rise of hate speech and anti-Semitism. I personally witnessed the greatest crime ever committed against humanity. We can never forget the consequences of unchecked hatred. Today, people are actively working to deny the Holocaust. We have to confront Holocaust denials. They are lies whose purpose is to change history. Silence is not an option. We have to speak up. Everyone should be a voice against hatred. No matter what religion, race, or ethnicity, we are all the same people. We have to teach tolerance, dignity, and the importance of human rights. Never again, never again, never again should there be another Holocaust.